I can. And we wrote this little tune, 'cause I'm trying to sit next to you. Yeah, baby. Hey, beautiful, how you feeling tonight? In a crowd, you're the only one inside. And me and my brothers are feeling alright.
Ladies and gentlemen, renegades and rogues, welcome back. It's been a week. I had to go on a little hiatus. They put me on social media, or not social media, about YouTube, little kiddie jail or something like that, I guess. I got a little 7-day reprieve for the medical information thing. So we're not even going to talk about that tonight because there's bigger things. And I think that, as a matter of fact, I think everybody's pretty much over that shit anyhow. So here's a funny thing that I found today when I was on Spotify, is that Neil Young's back on Spotify. How about that? That's pretty crazy, huh? A little wild. I'm going to switch cameras here, ladies and gentlemen. This one's just not quite cutting it here. Let's go ahead and do this guy. And we're going to take that guy off. We'll just go like this. There we go. And get a good shot of Iron Mike. One of my favorite t-shirts. I wish I had the one that said everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth, but I don't have that one. Just this one. So, anyway, hope everybody's doing good. It's snowing like crazy out here. Wind's blowing, cold. We finally got our little bit of winter. But I thought it was kind of funny to see that Neil Young is back on Spotify. And for anybody that's been following the whole Joe Rogan fiasco, you know what's been going on there. And, you know, how silly that whole thing has been. You know, I mean, the left is just, I mean, they're just coming unhinged. And then Neil Young's obviously Canadian. So then we have the whole thing going on in Canada. And you know what? Hey, I've not seen anything unpeaceful. They're trying to throw white supremacy in there because that's the only methodology that that the left has when they're getting beat, you know. And that's what they're doing. They're talking about Nazi this and that, and, you know, flying swastikas. In the meantime, that smarmy little freakoid with that goofy 70s show haircut prime minister from Canada is, you know, taking people's, he's garnishing bank accounts. He's taking money that people have donated to these truckers. And I don't quite understand it because this jackass has got to understand that, I mean, everybody's got to understand that the truckers are, I mean, I don't care what you say, truckers are the backbone to this country. I mean, a big problem with our supply chain was, you know, all the mandates and the things that they had enacted in California. And that's why there's containers piled up on the out there at the port in Long Beach. Even I know where that is. Joe Biden couldn't figure out how to say it on that town hall. He couldn't figure out where Long Beach was, and old Anderson Cooper had to lob him a little softball layup. Oh, do you mean Long Beach? Oh, you know the thing. Let's go, Brandon. The thing. So anyway, I'm back on the YouTube. Probably short-lived. We'll see. I've been trying to upload more stuff on Rumble and trying to figure out how to live stream on Rumble. So if any of you guys or gals are on Rumble, you can also catch a lot of my content over there if you want to. All 3.2 of you. Anyway, I don't know. I just thought I'd talk a little bit about Canada tonight. And then we've got the whole thing that happened with Ukraine. Let me adjust this a little bit here. Sorry, I had to switch cameras. That other one's been, I don't know, it's acting up. Anyhow, we got the whole thing going on in Ukraine now, and it sounds like Russia's backing off. And I was asking about that. I'm not going to air the last podcast that I did because I did do some in the interim while I was off of YouTube, and I just put those on Rumble, and then there was another site that said they don't censor, and it's out of Sheridan, Wyoming, called Brighteon. I don't know. I'm looking into them. I don't know. I don't know what's up with them. They seem like they might be kind of I don't know. They might be like a more of a right-wing Christian kind of group, and I'm probably not their bag of mushrooms. So I don't know. But I got the Rumble thing going. And I'm actually thinking about if I had the brain power to do it. I've been thinking about just starting up my own server and just doing it off my website. Because quite frankly, I'm not doing this for none of this is about the money. I mean, it'd be nice to be able to like fund this and keep it going, But I'm not sitting here trying to make it rich, and I'm not trying to do a bunch of advertisements, and I'm not. I mean, it's not about that to me. It's more about just talking about these things, and I think that a lot of people are just downright. I mean, people are stupid. Everybody believes everything that they that they see and they hear on the mainstream media, and I don't give a shit if Fox News is your bag, or CNN, or MSDNC, or I don't even know, NBC. I mean, NBC. I saw that after all these years of watching Michelle Tafoya with football and sports and stuff, she bounced. And she had a pretty good blow up. Not really a blow up, but I mean, she was on that. I hate even talking about these people because I don't even like giving them any kind of publicity whatsoever, even with my 3.2 viewers. But she was on The View and was talking about how like her son, how like his best friend when they were kids was. He was a black kid, and they were just thick as thieves. And then they got into school, and things did what they do. The division kicked in, and that they're not friends, or they don't hang out anymore and stuff. And she was upset about that, and I completely agree with her. Because what we're with teaching this nonsense to these. To our children, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, like I've said over and over again, I've said this a number of times, but my son has never ever asked me in his life, why hey Dad, why do I have a black Uncle Josh? It's never come up. He's Uncle Josh. That's it. It's never been something that's been, I mean, we've tried to be, between Josh and I, we've tried to be an example to my son, because Josh doesn't have kids, but I mean, when he's been out here, when we've gone out there to visit, I mean, we've been an example to him of what it means to not see that in people, to see people for who they are, and it gets old talking about it. I understand where Michelle Tafoya was coming from, I mean, and that's basically what she said. It's getting old. It's getting old. It's time that we, and I mean, Whoopi Goldberg had her thing to say, and I'm not a fan, but that's my right. I think she says a lot of crazy shit, but you know what? Guess what? She's got the right to say it. I don't think they should have shut her down. I don't think she should have been canceled. I mean, because here's the thing is that people that say stupid shit are going to cancel themselves. And if we're that weak-minded, that we gotta just get offended and cancel people because we can't handle the shit they're saying. I mean, we should be able to handle, and I'm sorry to say this, but we should be able to handle some white supremacist saying some dumbass, goofy shit and shut him down. We should be able to handle anybody saying any kind of goofy shit. We should be able to handle Joy-Ann Reid saying her a racist crock of shit. And I'm sorry, but Joy-Ann Reid, she is a racist. Bottom line. And I don't care what anybody has to say about, well, I've heard this argument that black people can't be racist or that minorities can't be racist. Bullshit. Everybody can be racist, and everybody is racist. I mean, we all have stereotypes, and it's learned behavior. It's what we teach our kids. It's what we were taught as kids. It's what we grew up with. Those are our perceptions. Because as young children, you take two young kids from any background, throw them in a room together with some, whatever, Tonka trucks, Barbie dolls, G.I. Joes, what have you. Children are not naturally going to have any kind of stereotypical outlook on another child. So when you look at it like that, that's how we were born. That's how our nature is from basically the beginning of our life, right? We learn these behaviors. Well, we can unlearn these behaviors too. You know what I'm saying? And we can do better on not passing that forth to our children. I mean, that's what we got to do, because there's some people that are beyond saving, but I don't want to get into that whole thing. I was just talking about the Canada thing, and then, he got Neil Young back on Spotify after he makes such a big, huge deal, after he sells his catalog to Blackstone. And who is their big advisor? Does he happen to have anything to do with Pfizer? Does the Joe Rogan stink happen to have anything to do with Big Pharma? Follow the money. That's all I'm going to say. Because I can't say anything else, because I'll get the kibosh again. And I kind of like coming on here and talking to you, onion heads. That's what I'm going to start calling all you guys, anybody that follows me or listens. You're all onion heads. Yeah, that'll be my t-shirt design. Will be the onion heads. I don't know. It just seems kind of funny that he makes this big, huge stink, pulls his music off of Spotify and not get on there today. And I just happened to search. And there it is. He's back on. And it doesn't matter to him. He already made $150 million off his catalog. What does he care? How old is Neil Young? He's 70-some goddamn years old. I mean, married to Daryl Hannah. I think he's got a big-ass ranch out in Northern California. Who knows? Maybe he doesn't anymore with the way the fires have been out there. I mean, I'm not wishing ill on the guy. I've been a big fan of Neil Young my whole life. I mean, Rockin' in a Free World was one of the first songs I learned how to play on the guitar. I mean, I know his birthday. His birthday's November 12th. I mean, so everybody who knows me knows, obviously look behind me. You can see I'm a big music fan. I mean, I've got, concert posters, autograph posters from different bands. Everything that I have in here in the studio it all has to do with music. And I mean, another Neil Young song, Don't Be Denied. There's, God, the list goes on and on. I mean, I learned a lot of his music early on when I first picked up a guitar, and now I don't even want to play it. And that kind of sucks. And then like Crosby, Nash, Steele, they came out and they did the same thing. Even after David Crosby came out and said that David Crosby came out and said that Neil Young was one of the most selfish people that he'd ever met in his life, if not the most selfish person he'd ever met. And that's pretty crazy because Crosby's lived a crazy life. But anyway, I just thought that was kind of funny to see that he's back on. I'm going to see if I can pull up my Spotify account up here on this other monitor just to show you how silly this is, that he's actually back. And hopefully let's see, we're going to go with Spotify. And there it came up. And we're going to go ahead and do a little search here. Let's just see if we can find it. He came up earlier when I did this on my phone. And there he is, Neil Young, artist. See all. And I'm just going to blow this up and then I'm going to put it up there so everybody can see it. Yeah, there it is. That's crazy. All right. And I just got to bring this window up over that one. Just one moment. I'm just going to change the order here. I'm going to move this guy up. There he is. Yeah, we're going to go monitor 2. Never mind. I'll have to move that one up. And we'll move them up one more time. And get rid of window C. All right, there we go. All right, if you all can see that. There it is. I don't know. I'm going to blow that up a little bit, but you can see right there we've got Cortez the Killer, Neil Young, Cowgirl in the Sand, Needle and the Damage Done, Needle and the Damage None, All Along the Watchtower, I'm a Child. So there we go. Neil Young is back, people. Weird, huh? Where'd his convictions go? He had these convictions. Where'd they go? What happened? Neil, where'd they go? Where did your convictions go, Neil Young? I mean, I kind of got to say that that's like some horse shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I really do. I mean, I don't see how that's not. Sorry, I'm sitting here messing with all this stuff. There we go. All right. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of funny. That you got all this Canadian stuff going on. He happens to be Canadian. And I didn't look to see if Joni Mitchell, I guess I could check and see if Joni Mitchell came back up. They probably all followed suit with one another, I'm sure. Monkey see, monkey do. It's all a popularity contest. Let's see if Joni Mitchell came back. Because I know she pulled her stuff off too. And look at that. There's Joni Mitchell. Okay, one more time. Pull this up one more time. And look at that. Joni Mitchell back on Spotify. Well, there's some hypocritical son of a bitches right there, I'd say. Wouldn't you? I mean, they were hot to trot on this. Who else pulled their shit off? There was a bunch of people that pulled their shit off Spotify. In fact, I terminated my membership for a minute, and then I realized, well, occasionally I put a podcast out on there, for my 3.2 listeners. Anyway, if you want to catch the whole story on what happened, check it out on Rumble. It's episode 100, and it's called The Buffalo. And this is episode 101. Can you believe it? 101. Yeah. Celebrate, people. All 3.2 of you. Have a beer. Have a beer on me. Anyways, I'm going to stay away from medical issues. We're going to talk a little bit about the media and what's going on in Canada and the truckers. And I'm going to tell you right now, I completely have their back. 89% of the truckers in Canada are vaccinated. So this is not a matter of anti-vaxxers. Let's get that out of the way right now. So whatever you're hearing from the media and whatever you're believing from the media is not true. 89% of Canadian truckers are vaccinated. So the guys that have their vehicles parked on the bridges in the streets of Ottawa, 80, I mean, that's 9 out of 10 of them are vaccinated. Now, 10% of them, you don't know their circumstances. They could be like me. They could be like me where they've had it, where they've already had it twice, and they've got the, the immunity. It's not that I'm an anti-vaxxer, but I am anti-mandate. I'm anti-telling anybody what they can and cannot put in their body. I mean, like my son's been vaccinated. I was vaccinated. Most of us were with the MMR shot, polio vaccine. We got it one time in our life. We never had to worry about it again, right? There's a chicken pox vaccine that you can get now, and you don't get it. And this is all I'm going to say about it. I'm not going to go any further. But these truckers are not anti-vax. They're anti-mandate. And this Trudeau has come out and enacted this emergency act that's basically telling the cops that they can, they said they got tow trucks lined up to pull these guys out of there. I tell you what, man, if you're a tow truck driver and you're going to bust weak and you're going to go try and hook up to some dude's semi-truck, dude, I ain't got any fucking respect for you whatsoever. None. Zero. Goose egg nada. If you're a tow truck driver and you go in there and you bust weak and you go do the bidding of that goofy ass Justin Trudeau, who, by the way, I don't know if anybody ever seen pictures of him in blackface. And it's none of my business. It's Canada, but I mean, I'll tell you what. Right now, if I was allowed to go over the border, I'd be in my truck headed to Canada. I'd be headed to Ottawa to go there with those guys. I would be. I'd grab my camera, laptop, grab my trailer, generator, and I'd be up there filming the thing and talking to people and standing beside them, helping out. I mean, everything that I have seen from all the people up there that are involved. First of all, Canadians are wonderful people. Some of the nicest people on the planet, They're out there, they're dancing. They're taking care of each other. The police are like stealing fuel from the truck. I mean, it's like, where do you think that you're getting your stuff from? Why is it such a big deal that they're doing what they're doing? Because they are the supply chain. And it's affecting us already. I mean, the supply chain has been affecting us. I mean, we get most of our lumber from Canada. And I've watched videos of guys driving along the border crossings where they, where the trains are coming across with all the big bunks of lumber. And a bunk of lumber is it's like 144 2x4s or whatever. A big stack of milled up lumber. It's usually wrapped in some kind of a Tyvek wrapper, typically white. And I mean, there's video that I've watched where these things are, they're stacked up and like a half mile long. And so the people that run the lumber yards in this country realized with COVID that everybody was going to start doing their projects that they'd put off forever. And so then they had an opportunity to jack the prices up and just leave the shit sitting there. And so they jack it up, make people put in orders. Next thing you know, you're paying $80 for a sheet of 3/4 inch plywood. Out of hand. It had that one right there. That had nothing to do with a shortage. How come every time I'm on here, that stupid cat's out there running his mouth? God damn! Shut up! Get out of here! Good Lord! They let that goddamn cat in here, and he comes in and starts bawling like an idiot. I tell you what, I don't have any sympathy for cats. He's a killer. He eats rabbits and birds, and I've watched. An owl tried to get him one night. I watched him fight it off, but He'll sit out there and eat the head off of a rabbit while it's still alive, and then he comes in here and starts whining and crying. It's just like, shut up. And I never thought I'd have a cat. I've always been a dog person, and I end up getting divorced, and I end up with a goddamn cat. Dog's gone. I'd rather have a freaking, well, nothing, to tell you the truth. Fucking pet ostrich or something. I don't know. Fucking chickens. I'd rather have chickens. At least I can eat some chicken eggs. Yeah, it sounds like you got out here. Anyhow. But yeah, this Canadian stuff that's going on, and this is something I think is going to spill over to the United States. I saw that New York, and I'm not trying to come back to any of this bullshit, but it looks like New York lifted the mask mandates. New York City. That's pretty big. My boy Pook sent me some shirts or some pictures of some shirts today. Where's my phone at? I'm going to see if I can pull those up. Those are pretty dope. I want to get one of these. See if I can find it. He makes some pretty cool shirts. What's up, Pook, if you're listening? Let's see if I can find this. I was looking stuff up. I'm always so well prepared. I don't know if you guys can read that, but there's Pook's new shirt. Or yeah, I'd say that's a shirt. I don't think he does much on tank tops. Pook, if you make those in tank tops, send me one. Large. And in charge. Actually, that looks kind of like a sweatshirt, maybe. Long sleeve. I don't know. It's got that thing on the bottom of it. But I want one. But who knows? I mean, there are so many of those celebrities and shit that got seen at different places with no mask. And then you got the Joy Behar from The View saying she's just going to wear one forever from now on. I mean, who out there, to sound off on this, does anybody take them seriously? Anybody? Does anybody take Joy Behar or Whoopi Goldberg or, I don't think Meghan McCain's on in there. I don't even know any of that. I mean, what are their credentials? There's a guy that put out a bunch of money that said if somebody could show where Whoopi Goldberg ever said something funny, that there was like $1 million or something, and the money's still sitting there. And this was years ago. I mean, she can say whatever she wants. I don't care. Anybody can say whatever they want. I don't give a shit. Say whatever you want. But also know that when you do, you're going to probably get, you might get lambasted a little bit. But I don't agree with canceling anybody. I don't agree with shutting people down. And I don't agree with shutting people down that are putting out information that coincides with the CDC. Everything I've ever said is backed up in fact and statistics and numbers that I've gotten from their websites. Now, the fact of the matter is they change their minds and they lie. And so when you quote their information, when you use it as a statistic, when you relate it to a story, and then it turns out to be a lie, then a guy like me with 3.2 listeners, what kind of influence do I even have? I mean, come on. I mean, my numbers are starting to go up, finally. And I appreciate that to all you guys. And I'm going to stick to my word. I told you all the first 50, and I got you all on the list. Y'all going to get free T-shirts. I just got to get them done. Things have been a little tight lately, you know what I mean? I'm sure everybody's felt the pinch. I mean, the T-shirts went from, initially they were going to cost me a couple, $4 or $5 a piece, and now I'm looking at like 18, 19, 20 bucks. That's just my cost. And I mean, I got to be able to get something out of them. But I will get you guys your T-shirts. I promise you that. Okay, I'm good for it. And I've got the list of the 50 who were the first subscribers, and I appreciate you guys. Your first 50, thank you. You guys rock. Charlie Caperton, how you doing tonight? Hopefully you're listening, brother. Hope you're doing well. As I said, K-Pook, be doing good. Ricardo Torres, hit me up, brother. I heard Ricardo got the got the unicorn. So he's kind of been out of the action. Looking forward to having him back in the studio. Tyler Tracy, what's up, brother? Anybody that I'm missing here? I know I am. Nick Piazza, I hope everything's going well for you, brother. Appreciate everything from you, man. I look forward to catching up with you again. Hopefully you catch this. Hopefully everything's cool, man. It looks like the Russians have backed off. I was concerned about you being over there in Kiev, man, leaving like the day after you did the interview here, man. That's some ballsy shit right there. I don't care what anybody say. I don't care what anybody has to say about it. That's. I mean, for him to jump on a plane and go over there when that's like all over the media and everything, and it's an imminent, whatever, imminent Russian attack. And I mean, that dude tells me, he goes, I got to go take care of my employees. That's stand up, dude. That's stand up. That's Nick Piazza I know, man. Good dude, solid dude. I don't give a shit what anybody got to say about Nick. He's a good guy, man. We've had our disagreements, and we both have acknowledged that, and that's fine. But we're the type of dudes where we can disagree, and we can be cool with it. And that's the kind of people that I've got a lot of respect for. Because even if you and I disagree, fine. As long as we're respectful about it. And sometimes it gets heated. And sometimes we have to sit back and look and go, oh, geez, maybe I had a few too many pops that night and got a little too wound up about this shit, Sorry, brother. I'm always the first to apologize about shit. Because most of the time I'm the guy that's, I don't know, going off, I get wound up. Some people say I'm mean. And be true to thyself, I guess, is all I got to say. I guess, and the other thing in Canada, the Ottawa police chief, he resigned after he got up and sounded off about how any police that were found to be helping the truckers were going to be in big trouble. Trudeau, as of early this morning, I know they'd basically seized a couple of bank accounts that were both over $1 million. These are peaceful protests. Canada's much like us. They have a little bit of a different, parliamentary procedure. Like they yell at each other and stuff when they're talking in like I guess it's their parliament. Some of it's in French, some of it's not, but for the most part, they have the same kind of ideals as we do. Being free, and freedom of speech, freedom to protest peacefully, which they're doing now. Is it throwing a kink in everything? Sure. But it's peaceful. Those guys driving those trucks have every right to say, hey, guess what? You want to put a Band-Aid on us? Like we're not hauling anything. Trudeau, go find some of your cronies that, have a CDL and a truck. Know how to do that. He doesn't know anybody blue collar anywhere. That dude doesn't have a clue. Look at that haircut that guy wanders around. And that's a grown man. That is the biggest third grader 70s hair. That dude looks like I don't even want to get into it. To sit there and look at that guy and go, that guy is the leader of, I don't know what you'd call, if you'd call Canada. They're a world power, I would say. It's a big ass country up there. It's a big country. Beautiful country too. Wonderful people. I got nothing bad to say about Canadians other than that guy. Oh, and then there was one other I saw a little while ago, that Lamoureux, he was speaking on the floor of their Senate, Parliament, whatever you might have to call it. I should probably do a little bit better job of educating myself on the way of the Canadian government. There was I don't even know what to, see, I'm ignorant. I'll admit it. I'm not going to say anything about shit I don't know anything about, but I do know that dude is weak as, he's let this thing get way out of control. He should have just acquiesced and called it off. We've called it off in this country. He should do the same. If he were to just call it off and just say enough, then guess what? they'd be back to business. Everything would be back going. But he's too proud, and he wants to throw the. And here's the thing. Here's the thing that it comes down to with him. And I always tell you this, right? What do I always say? I always say, do no harm, number one, right? I always say, be kind to each other, right? What's the other thing I always say when we're talking about these types of situations? I say, follow the money. And check out Trudeau and the World Economic Forum. I'm not going to get into it. Because if I get another strike, and I'm not scared to get another strike, I will get it. I'm sure I will. I mean, I'm just not trying to on my first day back, you know. I'm just back in the game, coach. You know, I've been sitting down the sideline in the bullpen. I've been sitting out there kind of going, oh, man, you know. Singing that, my God, I hate that guy, though, that onion head put me in, coach. Fogarty. What an ass. And I'm sorry, I don't like Creedence Clearwater. I don't like a band and a dude that's from Northern California that's going to sing songs about the bayou in Louisiana. Why don't you sing songs about the redwoods? I mean, it'd be like me sitting here and picking up my guitar and singing a song about New York City, a place I've never been, a place I'll never go. I'm sorry, I'll never go to New York City. You know what I mean? I'll never go there. I mean, everybody always talks about, oh, it's so great, and they want to go, and this and that and the other thing. It's like, nah. Negative red leader. I got to give a shout out to Brothers Gow, too. I was playing their music at the start. So, Kyle, Ethan, Nathan, Alex Mello, all you cats. Love you guys. Just keep waiting to hear that you're doing a comeback tour. If you do, we'll go play some golf. I'm not a member anymore, but we can go play golf in Powell. How about that? I ain't playing golf here in Cody. I said enough of that nonsense after all that fucking political bullshit went down. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to keep it short. I just thought these were kind of some funny things. But yeah, if you're interested in the whole thing with Canada and you're interested to see why Justin Trudeau is so hesitant to just acquiesce and just call off the mandates, look at the World Economic Forum and Trudeau and check it out. I mean, tell me if I'm lying, but I'll tell you right now, 89% of the Canadian truckers are vaxxed. So, and the crazy thing is when you go over the border, they're already picking up your phone information before you even get to customs. They already know. They already know if your SIM, your EMEI on your phone, if it matches your vaccination information, if it matches your passport. That's kind of scary, don't you think? Like, I mean, you legitimately don't even have to show them anything at the border, because as you're going up there, they can see who you are just from, if you've got your phone on, they can match you up with your passport and they can see everything about your vaccination information and everything right there. Now tell me, that's a fact. That's a fact. It's not misinformation. This is a fact. They're doing this. They have. I mean, I've seen a number of individuals crossing the border, and they've said, "No, don't worry about it. You don't need to show us. We've already got you. We know who you are. Go on it, right on through." It kind of makes me a little bit scared of all this shit. You know. I mean, it's just like, whew. I mean, you're going in a foreign country and just approaching. They know who you are. If your phone matches your passport and what your status is, I don't know. It's pretty scary shit. You know what I mean? Anyway, it's good to be back. And I'm going to put together some more stuff here tonight. I may come back later this evening. Do my typical late night show. We'll see. I'm kind of wore out. I don't know what's going to happen. But I'll try and put an announcement out there. Hopefully everything came through good with this one. I don't know. I haven't done a live one in a little bit, so we're at 40 minutes. And I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing me. If anybody even stuck it out. If you did, much love. And if you just tuned in for a minute, I still love you. I don't give a shit. You don't have to listen to me. In fact, I'd encourage that maybe you probably shouldn't. Might be bad for your health. But anyhow, for me and Undisputed Iron Mike, one of my favorite shirts. Anyhow, y'all be good, or be good at it. Be kind to one another. Do no harm. And follow the money. Always follow the money. And don't be afraid to question things either. Think critically about things. Always. Always step back from things. Don't get emotional with what you're seeing in the news and all that shit. Don't let that get you all wound up. Step back and look at it and go, who tends to gain from this? Chances are you're going to get your answer, and you're going to figure out what's going on, who's behind whatever it is. I mean, look at the whole thing with Ukraine. And this was fixing to be World War III, and now it's like it's just kind of it's going away. Then you got to ask yourself, what went on behind the lines during that whole deal? Follow the money. Who stood to gain? That's all I'm saying. I'm not going much further. I can lead horses to water, but I can't make them drink. But do your homework. Stay up. Stay right. Be good. Be good at it. Holler at y'all later. Little Brothers Gower. Little funk. Smooth. Oh yeah.
No, I ain't a perfect man, but I do the best I can.
Just you shut your mouth.
And we wrote this little tune, 'cause I'm trying to sit next to you. Yeah, baby. Hey, beautiful, how you feeling tonight? In a crowd, you're the only one inside. And me and my brothers are feeling alright. You know this night is gonna turn out fine.